I happened to stumble upon an interview being conducted by Dirty Dutch Mantel on Smoky Mountain Wrestling while questioning Jim on behalf of the Heavenly Bodies. His nose appeared to begin to bleed. Weren't you a little concerned? And has this happened since?
As a matter of fact, one night in Ohio Valley Wrestling, I actually commentated the whole TV show from the desk with my nose stuffed up with Kleenex because my nose was bleeding. First of all, I've had nosebleeds since I was a kid, had it cauterized a couple times. Still, I can get punched in the face and it won't bleed a drop. But if I just bend over to tie my shoe and at the wrong time, I will gush blood. There's never any call in it, right? It doesn't happen as often as it used to be. But on this particular occasion, I was doing a promo about the upcoming, I believe it was the Thanksgiving Thunder Tour, where the Rock and Roll and I, the Bodies and I were taking on the Rock and Roll for the Smoky Mountain Tag Team title in 4 different stipulation matches over 4 nights. First was Hazard, Kentucky, then was Welch, West Virginia, then was Knoxville, and then was Johnson City. And it was one was going to be a barbed wire cage, one was going to be a street fight, and one was going to be, oh my God, help me, Brian, Thanksgiving Thunder one year. When we basically switched the belts every night back and forth because each one won 2 gimmick matches, each team won 2 gimmick matches. So at the end of the weekend, they had wrestled 4 different matches, 4 different outcomes, and bounced the belts back and forth each night. So the rivalry was hotter than ever. And I can't remember what the other stipulations were.
Night 1 in Harlan, Kentucky, hospital elimination match.
That's right. A hospital elimination match. The first team to bleed loses. And what was night 2?
Night 2 in Hazard, Kentucky, Falls Count Anywhere.
Okay, yeah, Falls Count Anywhere in the building. I think that's when we ethered Ricky Morton, I believe, in the aisleway and pinned him there, and people were going fucking nuts. And then in Johnson City was the street fight. Anyway, Harlan, yes, we changed the belts and went into the Thanksgiving Thunder weekend with the 4 nights, which was Hazard, Welch, Johnson City in a street fight, and Knoxville in a barbed wire cage. And anyway, where was I going with this now? My God. Oh, the point was the promo.
The blood.
So I'm doing the promo and I am worked up because I have listed and believe it or not, I did it more clearly than I just fucking perpetrated it here. But I had listed each match and the stipulation of each and why, told the story and why we were going to win and what was going to fucking happen. And right as I'm getting to the go home, because this is like a 5-minute long pre-taped interview in the locker room. And I did not want to do this motherfucker again, but it's a 1-camera shoot, so we can have a jump cut, right? We did not post-produce to that fucking efficiency at that point. So basically what you saw was what you got. And I feel my nose starting to bleed because I'm so worked up and I'm fucking vowing revenge, bringing the hammer of the gods down on the Rock and Roll. I just went with it. And it wasn't like gushing, but if you looked at the screen closely, you would realize that's not a shadow. He's bleeding. It's because I'm always dripping down my fucking face and off my chin while I'm explaining what I'm going to do to the Rock and Roll Express. And Dutch is like giving it the side eye, like, oh my God, folks, he's going to have a stroke. And it added to the credibility of the piece because people said, look at that. He's worked himself up at these motherfuckers so bad that he's popped something and his fucking nose is bleeding. He has got to hate these fucking clowns. That's, so we went with it.